This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to another opening day in the National League. A battle of teams in Pennsylvania, the Quaker State. We have Philadelphia Phillies and Pittsburgh Pirates. Very interesting and curious opening day for two squads. The Pirates are in a early 70s heyday. They would win a World Series in 71, have the best record in baseball in 72. Last year they came up with nothing, missed the playoffs altogether. And the Phillies are still building a team till Mike Schmidt arrives. He's not here yet. So until Schmidt arrives, it's kind of wait till next year. But I tell you what, after scanning this Philly roster, this pitching staff is outstanding. As a matter of fact, if they had this pitching staff and matched it up with the late 70s offense, you might have a World Series team. But alas, they're in different timelines. So, today's starting pitchers for Philadelphia, of course, and speaking of best pitchers, we have, of course, Steve Carlton, his 1972 brilliant year, 27 wins. They pretty much have to win every time he pitches to make the playoffs. But, yeah. You're going against the number one pitcher for the Pirates, their best guy, no slouch in his own right, Steve Blass. The year he put it all together in 1971, the year he was on the mound for the final out of the 1971 World Series in Baltimore versus the Orioles. Steve Blass. Carlton Blass today from recently opened Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Let's get started. Leading off for the Phillies, Tony Taylor, 65, skies the center. Ron Stone, 2-8, base hit. Lozinski, the Bull, 38. Okay, he's probably not the Bull yet. He's probably just Gregory Lozinski. He's only in his 72 card. He turns into a Bull in the next few years, I'm guessing. And Johnny Callison, 2-7, base hit center field. 2 on for Orlando Cepeda, acquired in the offseason. Let's take a look at Orlando Cepeda before he swings. So he is certainly more than a consolation prize in the Dick Allen trade. If you recall, Dick Allen migrated from Philadelphia to the Cardinals, Dodgers, and White Sox. Well, we haven't gone straight to the Chi Sox in this thing, and the Chi Sox had Cepeda, who they acquired in a trade. And frankly, it's almost like a dead heat between Cepeda in 70 and Allen. So here he is, folks. Orlando Cepeda, the pitch. 1-9, grounds short. Bottom of 1, and here comes the Pirates lineup against lefties, the destroyers of everything. Roberto Clemente leads off because somebody has to lead off for this team. Everybody on this team, let me just go through batting averages. Clemente, 352, Hebner, 300, Sanguian, 325, Stargell, 295, Zisk, 324, Stennett, 353. Then you get to the bottom half, 287 for Robertson, 254 Mazeroski, and 209 for Jerry May. Against lefties, it's particularly dazzling. They have Al Oliver on the bench, and their shortstop platoon, Marv Staley and Gene Alley, is on the bench just to get an extra bat into the lineup. This would be the most dominant matchup, Steve Carlton's 72 card against this Pittsburgh Pirate lineup. Interestingly also, one more tidbit, they're not in the same division in my realignment. The Phillies remain in the East and the Pirates in the North. So here we go, Roberto Clemente leading off for the Pirates. 2-9, grounds is short. Richie Hebner, 58, is a strikeout. Manny Sanguian, 66, is a strikeout. Top of the second, it's Darren Johnson, 412, skies the center. Larry Boa, 58, This guy's to right. Tim McCarver, 410, center X. This is going to be Zisk in center. Now, this is, they knew they were going to go into this season with the struggles here. And it's a double. They let Matty Alou go. He never had a good throwing arm, but he had some range. And Al Oliver can play center field, but he's also doesn't get better until 73 or 74. So, with all the Pirate fireworks, they're willing to suffer defensively in center field in the short term. Denny Doyle, 47. It's a base hit to left field. McCarver is a 12 runner. 13-14, but Startle has a -4 arm. So he will hold a third. Tony Taylor with 2 outs. Back to the mound. Glass is an E24. And he boots that ball, and the Phillies have a run. 2 on for Ron Stone. 68 pops to short. Bottom of 2, it's Pops Stargell. He's probably not Pops yet. He's still young here. We don't want to age him too soon. He could be Pops in the latter part of the decade. Willie Stargell, 2-5's a walk. Nope, pardon me. 2-5 is a strikeout. Sorry about that. I looked on the wrong side there. Richie Zisk, 2-2, rolls to short. Rennie Stennett, 2-9, pops to second. And the early returns show that Carlton could care less about the Pirate hitters as they go up 6 up and 6 down. Lazinski, 1-7, triple 1-5, base hit. Johnny Callison, 3-11, third B. Orlando Cepeda, 2-9, that is a 5-4-3 double play. Bob Robertson, 1-12, left. Bill Mazeroski, 1-4 is a walk, and they get a base runner. Jerry May, 1-7 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's back up top to Clemente. 3-11, oh boy, center B plus injury. Now, interesting note here. Clemente's injury is only a rule of an 11. Because he only had, in 1970, 450 amazing plate appearances. Throw that in there. Let's look at the card. Let's take a look at it. Here you go with Roberto Clemente. The injury on 11 could be interesting, as he would get injured twice as much as most players. But the fix is obviously pretty simple. You have Al Oliver. So Oliver goes trotting out there to continue. It's pretty nice when you can bring Al Oliver off your bench for an injury replacement. And that's the end of the 3rd inning. Let's go to the top of the 4th. It's Darren Johnson. 2-5. Let's take a look at his card. Homer, 1-9. Double. It is a double for Darren Johnson. He was going to be the first baseman with Dick Allen leaving, but lo and behold, Orlando Cepeda comes back. So now they have 2 pretty much identical kind of players, but that's fine because Philadelphia needs some bats. So they're fine being DH at first base in either configuration. But both would like to be full-time first baseman only. Larry Boa, 5-12 Ks. McCarver, 46, base hit center field. Johnson will hold, he's an 8 runner. Denny Doyle, the Pirates down a run. Blast with this, he'll bring it up for Denny Doyle. 48 is a single dot off the blast card, and the Phillies have something going. Runners in the corners for Tony Taylor. They're going to play back. This guy hits into a ton of double plays. 64, catcher's card. Jerry May is a 2E4. Looking for a foul out here if they can get it. They get it, a foul out. So, with 2 outs, it's Ron Stone. 1-7 is a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Great opportunity here for Lazinski to help his teammate Steve Carlton. The pitch to Greg. 1-11 misses his column, grounds to third base. Phillies might regret putting all these men on and only having a 2-run lead on the Pirates. Richie Hebner, 34, center. Manny Sanguian, 59, short X, but this is Boa, 1E10. Yeah, the Phillies learned from copycatting the New York Mets. If you're going to have Carlton, you better get him a nice shortstop to scoop up all these ground balls, and they got him Boa the way the Mets got Harrelson. So it's Willie Stargell, 45, and finally we dent the Carlton card for the first time. It's a double to left field automatically. Richie Zisk, 65, rolls to second base. Remains 2-zip. Top of the fifth. Johnny Callison, 57's a K. Orlando Cepeda, 62, rolls to the pitcher. And with 2 outs, it's Darren Johnson, 48 is a walk. And with 2 outs, Larry Boa, 39, single on a 1 line out. That sounds like a guy who doesn't hit more than 249, unfortunately for Boa. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the fifth. Rennie Stennett will lead it off. 68, fly to right. If you're going to roll on Carlton's card all day, you're pretty much wasting my time here. Bob Robertson, 44, but that time he hits Carlton's column. 4-4 is homer 1-7 double, and that is gone. So, Bob Robertson has figured something out here, and it's a 2-1 game. Bill Mazeroski, 64, catcher's card. And McCarver is a 3-4. He makes the play. And it's Jerry May, 210, rolls a short. Top of the sixth in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be McCarver leading off. 410 off blast. Skies it into center X. Now, they have Oliver moving over into center field with the injury to Clemente. So, Zisk is in right. Now you got a 3-5 in center field and Oliver. So a little bit better defense, but it's still a single. Pittsburgh's struggling with their configuration. The problem is they hit so well, it's an embarrassment of riches just to stick a guy in the lineup at any position, because you want that tremendous bat in there. So, McCarver's at first. Denny Doyle is a B hit runner. You got a C runner here. Don't like to do this unless your guy's really bad, and Doyle pretty much is. So we're going to hit and run here with the C runner. And he gets the base hit on the 5 anyway. That's a huge break for the Phillies there. A hit and run single. As McCarver, fast enough, C stealer, 12 runner in 70, goes to third. Doyle's on at first. Steve Blass, a little confused about the recent turn of events. They're going to bring the infield up, down by a run, for Tony Taylor. Last inning, they played it back. 35 is a walk. Bases are loaded for Ron Stone. Now, this guy's got a ton of ground ball Bs on his card, so they're going to bring it up. 2-8, though. Let's take a look at Ron Stone. He is a Philly of 1970, had 360 plate appearances, hitting .262. Just modest numbers for corner outfielder. If you watch the end of the token round draft, the Phillies selected him here. Wasn't drafted, but it was signed as a free agent and pays off on opening day. Here, with a base at the left field, Denny Doyle is a 14 runner. Base at the left field. You got Stargell out there, so you're not going to run against the Stargell arm. So, the bases remain loaded. Still nobody out. Steve Blass is in trouble here. Greg Luzinski, 55, off blast, short X. And here we go again. So instead of having the 2 Gene Alley playing short, they've got the 4E48 Rennie Stennett playing short because he hit 353. Does it hurt him? 4E48? The answer is it sure does. He makes the error, and this inning goes on and on. 4-0. Bases are loaded for Johnny Callison. Callison just misses his column. Homer in 1-7. He rolls a 1-6 GBA. That'll get you another run, but no RBI. And unearned run in that case. And we have 2 outs and a runner at third in a 5-1 game for Orlando Cepeda. 59 rolls to second base. So Blass gets out of that. And we're starting to see that the Pirates really need to start scoring a lot of runs, as their defense has shown some cracks in it that has helped a lesser offense continue innings and so forth. So, bottom of the sixth. It's now going to be Al Oliver. Let's take a look at Al Oliver's card. Al Oliver, 1970 card, and he's on the bench to start this game. He only hit 270, and you've got to hit over 300 to make the starting lineup, it seems, on this team. He's still going to be their defensive first baseman, and again, defense for Zisk. And again, he'll start against righties, of course, not lefties necessarily, though he's not bad against lefties. And the reason they kept the Oliver card of 1970 instead of upgrading him to one of the future years was that they want to wait for the 74 Al Oliver card. That would be the first huge year in a Pittsburgh uniform, 1974. They'll have that card in play next year's league. So here he is after all that. Al Oliver, 6'11", off Carlton, rolls to first X. This is Cepeda, a 2E13 at first base. And he kicks the ball. We got a base runner. Down 4. And this is the team that can come back from any deficit whatsoever. Richie Hebner. 58 is a K. Manny Sanguillen. 312. A low max for Sanguillen. It is not... It's a continuation of last year for the Pirates thus far. Just struggling to figure things out. They barely made 500 last year. Top of the 7th. We'll give Blast another inning. It's not been his fault. His defense has let him down a lot of times. Darren Johnson, 110, center. Larry Boa, 1-8, double 1, base hit. McCarver can also hit and run. This is what the bottom guys like to do. Single hitters, hit and run guys. McCarver's going to hit and run. Moves the runner up to second with 2 outs for Denny Doyle. 110's hit by the pitch. Takes us to the top of the lineup and Tony Taylor. That's a lot of T's there. Takes us to the top of the team with Tony Taylor. Okay, Tony Taylor, 2-5, grounds is short. Cannot get the insurance. So we will go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Pittsburgh. We are listening to Intruders, Super Hits, Sad Girl. They're kind of sad right now. They're down 4, but it's the 7th inning. And we have Carlton cruising along as a starter 9. He can go 10 if needed. The Philly bullpen is excellent. You would expect it to be awful. No, it's excellent. All their pitchers have ERAs below 3. 2 very good lefties, Joe Horner and Max Scarce, Jerry Johnson, Fred Gladding. This is a scary pitching staff. And we saw the offense has some nice boppers in it, some singles hitters. This is a very improved Philly team for the era. Pre-Mike Schmidt. Don't expect a lot, but they're really putting it together. You drop Schmidt into this lineup next year, look out. We could have a early 70s revival of the Phillies instead of a late 70s revival. All right, let's get started here. Willie Stargell leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch to Willie. 34 is a K. Richie Zisk. 57's a K. And Rennie Stennett. 2-8 is a grounder to short. Carlton, 1 mistake to Bob Robertson has been it. 5-1 in the 8th. And they're going to hook Blast. 7 innings, but he put a lot of guys on base. We're going to go to Dick Kelly in the 8th inning. We'll take a look at Dick Kelly. You know, he's got great statistics for, ERA and WHIP. But for some mysterious reason, dude gave up a lot of triples to left-handed batters in this year. And that could really hurt a team. At least you like to bring him in a game when there's nobody on base. So Ron Stone, because he's good defense, will stick around and bat here in the 8th. 47 immediately. It happens. The triple. 1 of 2 off the Kelly card. A leadoff triple for Ron Stone. Ron Stone had 5 triples that year. Now you got to bring the infield up for Lazinski. 58, short X, but you got Rennie Stennett at short still, 40-48. And he gets a ground ball C with the infield up is fine. Johnny Callison, 49 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Cepeda. 47 is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs, Darren Johnson, and I think that'll be it for Dick Kelly, as Darren Johnson crushes lefties. They're going to go to Marcel Latchman here. Acquired in the offseason in the Matty Alou trade. Latchman comes on in the 8th. He's good against righties, as you can see. To face Darren Johnson with 2 on and 2 outs, trying to keep this a game. The pitch to Darren. 110 is a sky to center field. Pirates are sticking around down a grand slam as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Defensively, Comer can come in. Actually come in and for Darren Johnson's spot. Play left field. Boa, who was in left, goes to DH. Pat Corrales, -1 arm catcher. Well, you know, the Pirates aren't going to steal. I ain't going to worry about that. And Terry Harmon, he's pretty much redundant with Denny Doyle. So, just an outfield defensive improvement. Carlton wants to finish this thing. He's got 6 outs to get, facing the bottom of the pit lineup, but they've reached a couple times. Bob Robertson, solo homer earlier. 33, skies are right. Mazeroski, 410 off Carlton is third X. Third base is Tony Taylor. He's a good rating here. Tony is a 3E16 at third base. And Buddy makes an error. Error on Tony Taylor. Now you've got Jerry May, who actually has some nice walks on his card. 33, flies to right. And with 2 outs, it's Al Oliver. 210 to Oliver is a roller to the pitcher. This is a very blah game for the Pirates. 5-1 in the 9th. And we're back to a bunch of lefties in the 9th. We'll go with Ramon Hernandez. Just to take a look at his brilliant card. Ramon Hernandez, the closer. So the Pirates have all the pieces in place to win the World Series. They have the top of the rotation. They have the back end of the bullpen. A ridiculous offense. A questionable defense in spots. But they basically just have to hit. You got to hit with these cards and not just gawk and look at them. You got to do more than one. I know it's lefties out there, but we saw the Reds hung up 6 runs on Tom Seaver opening day. And the Pirates can do nothing with Carlton today. So, in the 9th inning anyway, Ramon Hernandez will face Larry Boa. 68 is a pop to first. All right, batting from McCarver will be, speaking of the Mets, former Met Pat Corrales. Another nice card for this guy. And he could throw. 69-70 were his heyday. Here's Pat Corrales. 35 is a clean single. Batting for Denny Doyle will be the last guy on the bench and their second baseman, Terry Harmon. Harmon, 47. Single 1 is 6 off Hernandez. Is a base hit. Boy, these Phillies just peck away at you. They are a determined bunch. And actually, we're going to move Taylor to second, Harmon to third. Once we get to the bottom of the inning. All the benches in play. It is Tony Taylor with runners at first and second. Pitch to Tony Taylor. 312 is a Lomax. And had a few of those today. And that's the end of the 9th. Top half. We go to the bottom of the half of the 9th. Carlton, I mean, they've got guys available. They're not even warmed up yet. It's a 4-run lead. Carlton's starter 9. You could break him. You'd have to break him to get him out of there. It's the only scenario. And this is a team that definitely can break anybody. But they've got to start doing it. Richie Hebner will lead off in the 9th. Let's take a look at his card. Maybe that'll help you out. Richie Hebner, now against lefties, magnificent third baseman. Unbelievable against lefties, as if this team needs any more damage. So if there's a guy who can get on against Carlton, it's this guy. Here's the pitch to Hebner. 56, though, is another strikeout. Let's take a look at Manny Sanguillen. Again, it's they win the beauty contest, folks. There's no doubt about it. Miss Pittsburgh is right here, all over the place. But they got to do something with their opportunities. The pitch to Sanguillen. 1-5, misses the column altogether, strikes out. And we're down finally to Pop Stargell. Let's take a look at Willie's card to finish the beauty contest here. Willie Stargell absolutely destroys right-handed pitching, and he's no slouch against lefties either. Magnificent year. I think it might be his best year. 299 with 48 bombs in 1971. Got himself a World Series ring. Had a similar year when he got a ring in 79, of course. But with less home runs. The pitch to Willie Stargell. 2-9. And in Pirate fashion of late, they just missed the column, missed the roll. And that's a strikeout. Carlton, simply masterful. Too much for the Pirates on opening day here in Pittsburgh. And Pirates fans have to feel a little nervous about last year rolling over into this year. They, again, lose a precious game in the standings to the Cincinnati Reds on opening day. Final score is 5-1. Philadelphia beats the Pirates. Ramon Hernandez gave up a couple singles in the 8th inning. A hit, a walk, and a K for Dick Kelly. Marcel Ashwin at the final out. Glass takes the loss. 12 hits, 5 runs. But I believe we have some unearned ones in here somewhere. We'll be charged with 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. A couple of those singles were off defense as well. But the story today is Steve Carlton. Lefty's 2-hitter. The solo homer for Robertson, and he had a double in the 4th inning. And that's going to happen to you, just about any team. Complete game for Steve Carlton, 1-09, 0-109, 5-15-1-2, 5-15-1-2, 5-4, 110, 110, 5-4. Made the Pirates look like pussycats. Unreal. That is game 1. And the rest of this Philly rotation is also good. Wayne Twitchell's got a 2.50 ERA. Pat Dobson's got a 2.89 ERA. Barry Lerch, 3.24. Great bullpen, like I said earlier. Look out for the Phillies now. So, year to date, 17 games in the tank, and you see, well, after a masterful pitching game, you see the stats are gradually shrinking from the balloonish start. We're down to 283 and 432. Still have a long way to go to get the ERA down to probably 4. It probably should dip below 4 this year, I'm thinking. And the batting average will dip below 260. Maybe hover around 250 this year, we think. So that's it today from Pittsburgh. Disappointing opening day for a team with a lot of promise, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Give it up to Steve Carlton and the Phillies, getting one of his 27 wins with a final score of 5-1. Thanks for checking this out. Okay, baseball fans, bonus baseball in the series. We're going to show you what's happened here since I played opening day. Game 2 in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh rights the ship. A 4-0 shutout at home behind Bob Moose, 2-hitter. 2-run homer by Stargell, and 1 in this inning by Bob Robertson. The Phillies offense stumbles, so the Pirates get to split at home in game number 2. Then game 3 at Philadelphia, their new stadium, the Vet. It is a wild game in the Vet. Pat Dobson acquired from New Orleans in the offseason against Jim Rooker. We have a homer by Pat Corrales early for the Phils. 2-run single by the Pirates. They take a lead. Then it's back to the Phillies to tie the game. RBI double, Darren Johnson. Then the Phillies get a nice 7th inning, take a 2-run lead. Pirates chip away with a run in the 8th. They bring in their closer, Joe Horner. He blows the save in the 9th inning. Pirates come back and get the win and have a 2-1 series lead after stumbling on opening day. So then what did the Phils respond with in Game 4 at home? Game 4 at home, another tight affair. This is like a heavyweight fight. We have Johnny Callison hits his first homer of the year. Then we have Bob Robertson with a homer. And then we have a couple hits in the 6th inning. It's 4-1. Again, the Pirates make a comeback. They have a home run in the 8th by Stargell. It's a 4-3 game, but this time in the 9th inning, when Joe Horner starts to stumble for close, they have Jerry Johnson get the final out. And the game ends, Rennie Stennett flies to center field, and the Phils win 4-3. Great baseball since the opener. And you have the perfect scenario, home and away wins by each team. So we have some live baseball to show you right now, folks, back in Pittsburgh with a rematch of the Game 1 starters. This is live, and you're going to watch the end of this game. Carlton and Blass again, but something different happens. In the top of the first, Hebner reaches on a single off the outfielder. Rennie Stennett, 2-base error off the outfielder, an error on the 3rd baseman. And then with 2 outs, Richie Zisk hits the 3-run homer. They get 4 runs out of the gate off of Carlton. None of this is earned because of shabby Philadelphia defense, something we didn't see in Game 1. They get a homer by Hebner in the 4th and 6th innings. It's a 7-2 game. We're going to play the 9th inning. The Phillies have seemingly run out of gas in trying to win the series, have fought valiantly. Well, here we go to the 9th. Dave Justy. Here's Justy's card. He's brought in to finish this game in the 9th inning, and he'll face, leading off, Terry Harmon. The pitch to Terry Harmon, 4-10 off of Justy, is bouncer to short. This is Gene Alley at shortstop, a 2E24, and he makes the play. Tony Taylor, 32, pops to short. And with 2 outs, it's Ron Stone. 38 is a grounder to second, and it's just as easy as that. That's your final 7-2 in Game 5. We can look at the cumulative stats since we have some more games in here. The Pirates win the series 3-2, but they had to fight and scratch for it. Justy scoreless 9th inning. Ramon Hernandez came on, double play ball in the 8th. Steve Blass gets the win. 11 hits, but only 2 scored. And matter of fact, only 1 was earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Scarce, 2 hits in relief. Carlton would take his loss, giving up 8 hits, 7 runs, nothing earned in the first. But Richie Hebner scored 3 times against him, 2 home runs. 3 earned runs off of lefty, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, nothing really special today. 1009, 0108, 710, 211, 3227, 2732. So we'll get to look at cumulative boxes now for the Phils and Pirates. Great series. The National League North and the National League East, very competitive. Reds, Pirates, Mets, Phillies, all went the distance, setting this precedent here. Pirates and Mets are division leaders by a game. So here's your Pirates, coming all the way back, 3-2. 246 batting average, though. It's not going to cut it. It's been the pitching that saved them, 2.45 ERA. And for the Phillies, 2-3. But they've hit 309 as a team in this series, which is a little over their skis there. And they've pitched well, 272. They really could have won this in 4. They could have won this series 3-1 had Joe Horner not blown a save. But after 2 2/3 innings, Joe Horner put 8 men on base as your closer. That's not good for a young team. Larry Bowa is 10 for 19 to start the year. Great start for him. Pittsburgh offensively, well, nobody stood out. They're hitting 246 as a squad, which means now 21 games in, the league's hitting 284 with a 4.02 ERA. That is really coming down hard. That's it. Great series. Congratulations to Pittsburgh. 3-2. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time.